good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the other people in the audience. Well, that was all of you anyway.
Bonus
Well-
tardies.
Bonus tardes. Yes, we're gonna need some time travel today. Unfortunately, Zimmy won't be able to make the session this week due to family emergency, which is quite sad on both accounts, him not being here and the family emergency. Our thoughts and prayers are with him, and if he needs something actually tangible, I'm hoping he'll let us know and we'll do what we can. And meanwhile, I will have to figure out where to put my chat, but we'll also start the game since we're running a bit behind schedule. We'll skip with the usual banter and get down to the nitty-gritty and the business end of things. How about that? Yes, I don't actually have the chat open. Echo check, echo. Anyway, guys.
We should
Pick up.
probably say stuff, right?
Yeah.
Steve, our microphones are going through and all that.
Can you guys hear me?
I could hear you fine.
Yeah.
How about the chat?
Perfect, no echo.
All right.
Marvelous.
Wait, I thought the goal was to get echo.
Echo. Right. Alright, I'll just take off the banter mode. There. Last session, I believe we were left with the quite the nexus of feelings on where to go next. The party wanted to go out into the unknown and hunt some space scum at the edges of known space. While some of you had private calls in your quarters regarding private matters, especially the you two guys. Now, question is, what do Landis and Malone do with the information they have been provided? The ship, well, before we start, obviously, one thing happens. One of your escape pods suddenly launches. And there's an alarm on the bridge. And also a note left by the doctor that says, "Gotta go, see you soon."
There's just some very firm swearing in Centauri as I read that note.
What happened? Where'd he go?
Damn him, he's keeping that a secret like always.
Well, nothing we can do about that at the moment. What's the note say? He'll be back?
Yes, he says he'll be back soon.
All right. Unfortunate. Damn it, I could have really used his assistance. I got some really terrible news.
Out of character, I remember Malone's news. This is the only thing. I know his sons went missing. I remember that from last stream. I can't remember the news I got.
You were summoned to the Centauri.
Oh, of course, that's it. Yeah, I remember now. Thanks for clarifying that.
And just for the record, we're not doing a time jump then?
No, we're gonna continue where we left off.
Nope, fair enough.
Okay.
And meanwhile, while you talk, I need to fidget around at the Roll20 chat.
I'm just going. Probably best to discuss this in the lounge.
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
case.
All right. Let's do this.
You mean the executive lounge with jacuzzi? And the proverbial privacy.
Yeah. So no, it's just the crew. We've got. I probably have set up a nice big table where everyone can sit around and actually eat. You know. We can have a nice meeting at the same time. So, just kind of sitting there, I'm going, so, you mentioned you have an issue.
What?
You mentioned that you've
Oh,
something you need to talk about.
no, yeah, no, I just got news that Billy, he's gone and done something stupid. I gotta go after him or something. He joined the military. And right now, I don't think it's a good time for him to be joining the military. He's not been responding to my emails. Can't get a hold of him. Don't even know where he's at. Just came out of the blue. Luckily, I got a whole list of contacts that I could call in favorites on to try to track where he's at. It's something personal I gotta deal with, and right now, damn it, Doctor, I could use your help and help him track him down. He's got better contacts than I do. It's an Earth Force thing. You wouldn't. I don't know that you would be able to help here.
No. But does anyone know why he's went up and enlisted?
Karen, she said something about trying to prove a point, or somehow I think this is my fault.
Where was your son last placed?
Idaho. Earth. Staying with mother-in-law.
Oh, so not with the mother. Right. What?
I made all the calls. I made send all the emails, and she doesn't know where he went off to. I'm assuming he went to one of the boot camps, but I'm waiting to hear back from a lot of my military contacts. Gotta call in a couple of favors with the generals. I expect to hear some good back soon.
Oh. And if there was anything you could do, what would you be planning on doing?
I was stopping him, I suppose,
How?
or having a word with him, or warning him, or something. I know his birthday was a couple of months ago.
Is he legally an adult?
What?
Is he legally an adult?
Yeah. Yeah, he's 18 now. Turned 18 in about 4 months ago.
So if you can't talk him out of this, you're then committing a crime to stop him from enlisting.
Doesn't work that way. I'm not gonna kidnap my own son.
So the question is, if you're going to Earth, are you going to Earth because you think actually being physically there to talk to him is going to be what makes the difference, or can you still have that same conversation?
I just need to get a hold of him, that's all. I don't have to be at Earth to have that conversation or to look for him. I've got people looking out for him already.
Okay.
He's just not returning my emails, and that's very strange.
Okay. Yes.
I should be. I was going to bring this up with Doc and see if he wanted to go with Earth and see if we had something to do there, but honestly, until I found out where he's at, I don't even know where to go. We could have this conversation video face to video face if necessary.
Oh. It's a wee bit of a question.
Anyways, it's something that I got to deal with. Don't worry about it, Landis.
Mm.
Right now, I'm in a waiting mode. I'm waiting to hear back from people.
Okay.
That's about it. Don't worry about it. I found myself in a situation where I've been summoned to
to Centauri Prime. And it's a person there that you don't keep waiting. So it's a question of we can still, to be fair, us heading. So if I was to actually start the ship heading towards Centauri Prime, I'm putting you more out of the way of your sun if you need to be towards Earth. That's the issue.
I don't think I need to physically be there.
Okay.
A lot of what you said is true. He's an adult now. I just need to get a hold of him. And right now, I'm in a waiting pattern anyways. Why don't this Centauri Prime sounds like great distraction for me. Get me something else to think about till I hear back.
Okay. I think that's decided there.
Tell me what's going on with you.
I've just been granted the audience with the Emperor. Just a small thing there.
Holy shit, the Emperor. Is that a big deal? Sounds like a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is the thing, if I can put it off, but if I put it off, I'm potentially snubbing them. And I can't really do that.
Yeah. Sounds important. Do you know why he wants you?
I don't know why, but if I am able to do this, it may be that we're suddenly good with the Centauri government. Our star might be rising. When I mean our star, I mean the ship star here.
All right, well, I mean, like I said, this is a great distraction for me, so let's go ahead and do what we gotta do. I suppose it's quite an opportunity to go see the Emperor, so.
It's just as you're saying that, I'm just hitting one of the intercoms on the wall behind me, and I'm just going, John Doe.
Yes, Captain.
Yes. Get a course plotted for Homeworld.
Aye, Captain.
And make sure, confirm when we're able to leave and start us on our way.
This is where we do the time skip.
Ah.
So some days later, the two of you are being escorted through the Imperial Palace.
Exactly, get it right, Lister.
On the Centauri capital. On the Centauri homeworld. Surrounded by great pillars of white light curtains blocking some of the sunlight. Guards are standing between each two pillars, with their gleaming coppery sheened or gold sheened armor, and their high-tech weaponry openly on display. You are escorted to a waiting room just outside the actual throne room. Here, a few other courtiers sit around, waiting for their own turns. There's a bit of small nibbles to be had, small servings of what appears to be hot jala being served to those needing to cool their nerves. But the question is, what are you two wearing for this August occasion?
I'm probably in my finest suit that I've got. And then wearing all my military decorations on it. There. It's in my left hand. I've actually got a walking cane, and I'm just holding it. And it's just occasionally as I'm just moving back and forth, I just take up in both hands, and it's just I'm slowly just tapping the head of the cane against my left hand. Just waiting to be pulled into the meeting.
Lone is wearing his marine dress uniform, the fancy version.
Oh.
Blue and silver slack pants with that line across it. Insignia jacket, no sword at the side. No sword at the side, but the usual button-down, single collar, adorned with multiple medals that I've gotten from service, last insignia, and topping it all off with my old boots, brown, leathered, worn. The front left one with still a burn mark from a memory battle.
I'm just like walking up to Malone at one point, and I'm just going, how the hell he can stand the seat in that uniform of yours? There's a reason why I decided to go with my civilian attire. I'd melt if I was to wear my military uniform.
Honestly, in my day, this was a symbol of pride, of accomplishment. Pins that you got words are rare. Evil in it. Don't fear. Be uncomfortable with the role of leadership. Embrace it. Use the trappings of it. Use the power of it to influence other people. It's a tool like anything else. Don't be afraid of using that tool.
I'm not afraid of my military service. It's just, unfortunately, if I've not been summoned to visit the Emperor as a member of our military. I've been summoned as a prospective member of one of the noble families, however minor. As I get at least wear my military decorations as a reminder to other courtiers here.
You are interrupted by the sound of trumpets blaring. The courtiers around you stand up, turning towards the gate, double doors that are opened by two walking guards, pushing them with surprising ease, making the gate doors seem a lot lighter than they first appeared. And behind them you see the great throne room with all the court gathered at the base of the gaudy but imperially majestic throne. But you are not yet summoned in yourselves. The officials pick up the first delegation to go through, some of them alien, most of them Centauri, and they are guided in, and the doors close behind them, leaving you in the waiting room for another moment.
Getting serious.
Yes, I'm speaking in a whisper here, and I'm just going, yes, one thing to advise, if I've not mentioned this to you, it's only speak if you're being spoken to. There.
Yeah, okay.
It might feel that there's a silence being dragged out. Don't say a thing. Sometimes it's a wee bit of a play by the Emperor to try and unnerve opponents to actually say something and embarrass them in the court. You have to wait. He has the right to say the first greeting. Hopefully we've done nothing, so we should only be maybe waiting a second or two before he greets us after we bow to him.
Yeah, okay. Roger that. I won't embarrass you.
I don't know. It's just easy enough to. I know human traditions are slightly different. It's very easy to make a mistake.
Sure, I think they're.
Oh yeah.
Yes. The trumpets blare again, the doors open again, and the crowd thinnens before you, but you are yet not summoned forth. And the doors again close, leaving you in a much more sparse environment.
Classic. They're just making us wait now.
As the time passes, the trumpets blare again, and this time from another room walks an entourage directly past you to the throne room proper. In it, Landus spots his arch nemesis, Antonio Rifa himself, surrounded by his henchmen, or lackeys, one would say, marching into the throne room with a head held up high. Some of these being high-ranking members of the Centarum itself. They apparently have some important matters with the Emperor that oversee your petty claims to see his time.
It's just as they kind of walk past, it's just like I bring the head of the cane smack into my left hand, and I'm just gripping it to the point that it's like knuckles are going white.
The day passes. This happens to you time and time again, until finally servants come to you two and 5 others, bowing to you. Apologies, the Emperor is most tired and will not be seeing any more visitors today. If you please come again tomorrow, we will show you to guest quarters while you wait. If you would follow me.
And I've just give a slight nod ahead to the servant. There. And it's just as making sure the servant actually walks far enough ahead. I'm just going. Sometimes I think I wonder how many of those parties that skipped ahead. Just him and his friends, just trying to delay everyone else seeing the Emperor today.
I am sorry, but the matters of state take precedence over visitors. I'm sure you understand, as a member of the Empire.
Well, no, it's the Emperor's choice how he spends his time. I am but a servant of the Emperor.
If you would care to follow me. And the servant begins to lead you into the palace's more narrow corridors than these, still wide by most occasions. You are taken several turns. It feels like miles that you walk along these pathways until you come to a door, like many doors in this palace, and it is opened, and the servant bows, gesturing gesturing you to move in. And when you walk in, there's an old man standing there next to a table with pots of what appears to be tea, some small nibblings on plates, and As he turns, he has the Imperial seal hanging around his neck. He has no Centauri fan over his crest over his head, but you immediately recognize the face of Emperor Terhan II of the Centauri Republic himself.
Here. Sorry, you shouldn't be here.
I should not be in my own palace.
Maybe not.
Come
in your own
on, come on
palace.
in before you let out all the heat, please.
Of course. And just quickly just close the door. And I just get onto my knee, get onto a bended knee in front of my emperor.
I follow suit.
Prime Minister Malachi tells me that you have traveled across several star systems to meet me, and I have been delayed by the matters of state, so... Well, to show my gratitude for your devotion, I decided to pay you a visit and offer you some tea in consolation for taking away the honor of meeting me in the court proper. And also I do have a favor to ask from you, Landus Quartas.
Yes, my emperor.
Those of you with some eyes to the surroundings can actually spot the guard standing perfectly still in the room. You are not by your own in this room, despite the first glance. But now
Spotted 3.
My eyes aren't even looking at the guards. It is just my head's just slightly raised, looking upwards at the emperor's face. Attention solely on him.
The diplomatic office on Babylon 5 has told me of your flexible arrangements that you have with various species, and I am planning a goodwill tour among our neighbors. I was hoping that you would be able to help me in arranging some of these meetings.
Any particular species you thinking of?
I was hoping to visit the Minbari homeworld, to see a Warlon, and well, Babylon 5 seems like a good spot. Most of the species are gathered there. The Drati homeworld. Well, it is in a different part of the galaxy, but perhaps the human homeworld, the Babylon 5 system, and the Minbari homeworld. That should be it.
If you don't mind me asking, what about the Narn?
Well, I would like to, but I don't believe they would take it kindly if an Centauri ambassador would land on a Narn homeworld, let alone Centauri Emperor.
It might be I've talked to Jakar myself on occasion. It will be dependent on what the symbolism is. I'll be honest, sire.
If you would, please, let us not worry about those. I just need some reliable eyes to take a look at these places, whether it is safe or it can be arranged. But I will leave the matter of the Narn homeworld with the diplomatic office on Babylon 5.
Mm.
It is perhaps better that we do not tell the nuns about this. Also, Prime Minister
No.
Malachi tells me it appears that they might have some intentions of ambushing any unannounced visits.
Mm. I would say discreet discussions with Jakar might be more appropriate. If he believes that we're honest in our intentions of a visit, he will be at
Do
least
not take
willing.
my kind tone
Of course, Messiah.
as a sign of indecision.
No.
If you are able to arrange for a visit at the Minbari homeworld, I would be extremely grateful.
I do have contacts with the Minbari. I can broach the subject with them on your behalf.
That is appreciated. I thank you for your loyalty. He nods and takes a cup of tea with him and begins to walk towards the door. At this point, since you hadn't noticed the guards, you noticed all of them stepping out. There's 6 of them in the room. They just step out of the woodwork, almost literally. 2 of them going out of the door before the Emperor, and the rest following him.
And there's just as the door finally closes, it's like, I should have just kept my mouth shut. There. That was stupid of me interrupting the Emperor. Bloody ambushing me like that. Wasn't expecting that though. I just slowly walk up, take the tea, and take a sip. I get the feeling Jando's gonna hate me because I'll be telling him to plot course back to Babylon 5 straight away. If the Empress went to the trouble to ask me to do this in private, it would be best not to be doing this over the comms.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you. That was sounds like he gave you direct orders anyways.
Yeah. It might come as a wee request or a wee favor, but that is orders.
I know. Yeah.
What's that human expression? Voluntold instead of volunteered.
Voluntold. I have not heard that one. I'm gonna start using that. All right. Well. Yeah, I agree with your course of action. I'm gonna get back to Babylon ASAP. Do not communicate any of this over the comms. Talk to Ambassador Minbari directly.
Yeah. Let's also see if we can talk
Lanier if we need to.
Yeah. I say Lanier would be the Lanier or Delenn, depending on who's available or what's going on. But,
should we mention this to Lannon at all?
This is the thing. Members of the warrior caste have a different idea of concept of truth. Well, maybe not truth, but freedom of information. There.
Well, you're the captain now, so you make those decisions. We just follow them.
So now, I think if we're going to bring Lynn on into this, have them maybe communicate, send a message to Lanier just saying,
No.
yeah, no, better not bring him into it.
No messages is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Spare. We can have him just run around. I don't think he needs to be in the know on this one. It's not going to impact him. It's not going to impact him in any way.
Let's just play it by ear. Babble on 5 and go from there.
Yeah.
That's my suggestion anyways, Captain.
Yeah, I think that would be the best thing to do.
So, for my first trip, actually coming and taking the place around. Last time we were here, we were just quick in and out at the docks at the airport. This is something else. Doesn't sound like we'll be able to stay for very long, are we?
But I'll tell you something, Noah. There's not that many humans have actually been allowed to set foot on Centauri Prime.
Well, I feel honored then. Hey, is it alright if I take back a little bit of dirt with me?
Just not from the palace gardens, please.
Okay, yeah.
Well, the question is, what is your plan for the next day? Are you leaving immediately after sleeping, or do you try to get the audience you've been promised in public?
No, I'm not going to go for the audience. I'm not going to go for the. He's giving me orders. It's not like he said, "Oh yeah, by the way, stay around. We'll do the audience meeting." There, he's went out of his way to give me orders. I think he'll be going, "Boy, what are you effing doing here?" You know.
Yeah.
So.
Honestly, too, you know what I think? I think this might have been a more subtle move. Doesn't want this on the official channels.
Yeah.
You having an audience is, it's a moot point now. What are you going to say? Hi, how you doing?
It's just.
Well, I suppose then next day comes and you summon your ride back to home base. You leaving without your audience with His Imperial Highness or Imperial Majesty. So. And you get on board the Jacaranda, and obviously Fear and Miano are there to meet you immediately. Like, well, how was it? Did you meet the Emperor? Are we now famous?
There's a bit more to the story. We can't talk about it at the moment, but we've got somewhere to be going. There.
Oh, well, yes, Langon is actually being a tourist around the city, and he took some money with him to do that. I've never seen him do that.
Just get him on communicator, just advise Trying to think. Yeah, give him, if you get hold of him, advise the second he acknowledges receipt of the message, he has 3 hours to get back onto the ship.
Yes. But please, tell us about the meeting. And they practically track Landis away into the executive lounge and drill him about every little detail.
Maybe we should go.
And
What,
meanwhile,
you mean leave Lana on Centauri Prime?
No, I meant like to the meeting. After, I don't know how these Centauri politics works. Anyways, they're asking you every little detail. I'm being interrupted.
it's mainly what do you keep a secret?
I'm just gonna spin a false tale because I don't expect them to potentially start looking into. And I just said that you've got to understand. There, I was literally the last one seen of the day. Everyone else at the time, had more important matters. So you just end. But luckily, I was the last person to see the Emperor for the day. And said that he had heard of me and that he would, he wanted to thank us for some of the things that we've done in the past for our people in certain areas.
He said we're a very special people, that we can do a lot of interesting things. And when time is necessary, he'll call on us.
You saw him too? That's unfair. A human got to see the Emperor before I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe next time when we come back, I'm sure. Yeah. I feel bad now.
Oh, no. I just have not to make myself more important.
It's just like I just look over to Jandal and go, "You'd never sought an audience yourself?"
Oh no, I'm too minor of a noble, just an off branch of the Shadow family, and even the, I mean, Ursa I might get because he's in the Centarum, and I might get, but I don't want to bother them about it. It's more like I got excited by Miana's excitement. Was Mrs. Cortez with you?
No. Unfortunately, I couldn't extend the invitation to her there, and that's why Miala wasn't extended the invite. If Ariana found out I took another woman instead, there would be hell to pay.
Oh. So, what are we going to do now then?
There's a wee bit of dealings in Babylon 5 initially, and then after that, I think it's us looking at our initial plans for hunting pirates afterwards, unless anything else has come to attention.
Well, if that's the orders, I'll plot the course as soon as at the earliest convenience. Meanwhile, Freya announces that he has managed to get contact with Lannon, and is gonna head down on the planet to pick him up.
Okay.
And soon you are back on your voyage to Babylon 5.
I'm just gonna sleep right there. Sounds fine.
Okay.
So, I want you to roll me a 2d6.
I'm assuming when you're saying I want you, you mean me.
Oh, you'll do.
Oh, thanks.
This is your gig.
9.
9.
9.
Yes. As you approach the jump gate, the Centauri corvette approaches you with an order, with a scanner, and they order you to stop for a scan of contrabands.
Obey the order.
We have some Membari tech built into the ship, remember? Not gonna be a problem, is it?
They're looking for drugs. They're looking for
Well, I mean, I got weapons.
But that's personal. We're talking.
Illicit weapons.
Yes, what we
Or
have.
unannounced weaponry,
Mm.
hidden caches, and so forth. Oh. The
And
scan.
even. Sorry.
The scan takes a few minutes, after which the corvette announces that you are free to move on.
I just go into the coma and go, thank you for your time. Good day.
And you carry on to the hyperspace.
Mm.
The next few days go in a nervous rattle. The waiting being the hard part of this journey.
Mm.
And since obviously the crew is asking, why did we leave in such a hurry? Is there something of matter?
I'm just saying, I just felt a wee bit restless. So, got the meeting, felt like home's been less home now. Do more at home out in space now.
Give me deception.
Yeah. Would I lie to my friends? Yes, I bloody would.
You would lie to protect them.
You would lie.
And thankfully, I
Period.
do have deception as a skill.
Use intellect.
Yeah,
Oh well,
I had
that'll
this-
do.
Ugh.
That does not look nice.
Yeah, it just sucks.
Obviously, the crew is stops after your answer, asking. But every now and then, you notice them gossiping about it, and when you
Yeah.
when they notice your presence, they switch subjects quickly. They've noticed that something is off. Something happened that you're not talking about.
I think my deception check failed and their deception check failed. We're both noticing we're off with each other.
It's suspicious,
Yeah.
and they know you're lying, or they suspect, but they can't confirm. So rumors they're gonna talk about rumors. It's just what office gossip is. Why has he been gone so long? I don't know. Maybe he said something special.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just get if there's more humans on the ship, I'll probably suspect them like just to be like playing like stuff like Elvis Suspicious Minds and all this sort of stuff.
But since you are primarily a Centauri crew at the moment,
Yep. Take over the ship. Sorry.
you just tried, buddy.
Malone, we want to make you the captain.
I'd take that by force if I wanted to.
Point. And Lana and is like, I would like to see you try.
I would
Anyway.
want to see who'd win the ship in the arm wrestling contest.
Anyway, you do seem to notice that the lack of trust shown towards them and the fact that you're hiding things is somewhat eroding their morale. They've been with you through thick and thin, but earlier you have been pretty direct with them, and now you're suddenly keeping secrets on what you're doing and why you're doing. It's not nice. At least they don't think it's very nice. But they're taking it. And you arrive on Babylon 5 with the full radio silence aside from the normal chatter, but you did not inform the local embassy of your intentions, I believe.
No.
The old station is still there, waiting. Though what is different is that there is a massive spaceship parked next to it, almost as big as the station itself. Several kilometers long, in the same human style. There seems to be frequent shuttles going back and forth between the station and the spaceship. Looks like some sort of a construction ship.
I'm just going, what kind of ship is that?
Doesn't look like Earth Force. Could be. I recognize it as really bigger than anything I've seen. Would this be something that we recognize?
You
These are
actually
scanners.
roll an education roll.
Yeah.
You can use naval tactics as well, because that's a naval.
Yep. That's what I'm figuring here. Oh boy. First roll of the... No, second roll of the night.
Your first roll.
Uh-oh. Oh, I wasn't prepared. I'm panicking. I'm panicking. Oh no. Here we go. Naval... tactics naval, right?
Yep.
Oh, I like
Use
that.
education. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you do. You do recognize the ship. It's an Explorer class ship, specifically designed to go where no man has gone before. Its purpose is to chart out new planets, new systems, and build jump gates onto them so other people can follow where they have gone to. Their sensor arrays are much more advanced than your standard military ship. They have extended life support capabilities and massive storage space for construction materials. Oh.
I relay most of this information. Oh yeah, you know, I think this might be one of those Explorer ships that, etc., etc.
Yeah. I'm just looking, I'm going, that is one of the biggest ships I've ever seen.
I suppose it's got to be built that way. The treks are going to be long, far away, uncharted territory.
And if they're building jump gates, they need to have all the supplies. Jump gates aren't small things either.
Yep. Wonder what they're doing here. Probably a resupply before they take off, I imagine.
I wouldn't envy that sort of crew. I mean, just plunging into the unknown time and time again.
Sounds romantic, actually. Man exploring where no man's gone before. Uncharted territory. Thousands of years ago, when Earth was still barely learning to move around, we barely had boat technology. Going from landmass to landmass and discovering new species and new civilizations. Well, it wasn't a very peaceful time, I suppose, but it did advance our species. Anyways,
As you're
we got a mission to get to.
as you're taking the shuttle, you fly past the great big explorer ship. On its side, it reads the name Da Gama.
Say again?
Da Gama, as Vasco da Gama, but just not without the Vasco in it. I could actually type that so people actually know.
Oh, I spelled it just almost exactly correct.
Da Gama. I do believe it's Portuguese, so.
It means the Gama.
Hmm?
The Gama.
Yes. Vasco of the Gama. Anyway. Yeah, it takes a bit of sitting in the queue to get through the supply traffic and in the Babylon 5 proper. Yeah. You do, there's hustle and bustle at Space Dock as people are coming and forth. There seems to be Air Force officers talking to each other about things as you move. And where are you headed?
Gonna move into the station. I'm gonna hire myself some quarters for this.
Well, how high class are we going to go with, sir?
Kind of middle, I would say.
By the way,
A
from finances,
middle class?
we have a bit of money, cash on hand, and we should each of us has about 100K in our pocket
Okay.
for free spend.
Are you sure middle class will do with your lifestyle? I mean, your social ranking does require at minimum a high class.
How expensive is the upper class lifestyle Babylon 5? Because I know even the basic amenities on Babylon
Rental
5.
for a week.
I do believe the rent for a week is like, if you're a permanent resident, it's not that much, like hundreds of credits. But since you are you're renting quarters for a shorter period, you're not gonna be staying for more like months. How long do you want it for a week?
Yeah.
So I would say high class would cost you 2d600 credits.
2d6. Okay. Okay. Maybe not as bad as I was thinking it was going to be.
It's the ultra class that will get you.
Yeah. 6.
Get a little bit of spending money, immediately go to the top shelf.
600.
Yep. These are comfortable living quarters by the local standards. You find some easy enough. Though it takes a while for them to clear it out, as it has been used as a temporary storage unit for some sort of exploration crew. But they are moved as they actually get a proper renter instead. So it takes a few hours to clean it, but it's all yours by the evening. Unfortunately, it is not furnished, as it's not a hotel room.
Okay.
So I'm assuming this is not one of those roommate situations. I will be staying at the normal Bates Motel that they have there.
Oh yeah. The motel is gonna cost you...
The standard fare for all explorers, like room for rent.
The motel is gonna cost you 30 credits a night.
Yeah. No problem.
And it's just me then starting to make the calls there. Minbari first. There.
Okay, you make the call. You call the Minbari embassy.
Yeah.
Well, Lunier seems to be on duty, and he appears on the screen. How may the Minbari embassy help you?
I'm calling on official business of this entire government.
Ah, I see. Would this not go through the Centauri embassy on board?
This is a favor of our head of state. I've been asked to make inquiries on his behalf.
Well, I suppose I could hang. So you require a audience with ambassador?
Yes, I will.
I will request it at once. I
Thank
will
you.
be in contact with you as soon as I know more.
Thank you. And yeah.
You're welcome, Mr. Cortez.
Mhm.
And the communications are closed.
Mhm.
For the Wild Wind, do you have any other calls to make?
So there was the Minbari he was talking about. He was also talking about the Drazi there.
Yeah, he mentioned it, but
That's a
what he
possibility.
asked you to do was to get the Minbari
Mhm.
homeworld visiting.
Yeah. So I'll let's get the conversation with the Minbari out of the way first. There, instead of me having to try and juggle 3 different diplomatic missions.
Yeah, fair enough. So, soon enough, you have been given audience with Delenn. It is tomorrow.
Mhm.
And what about Malone? Your contacts have been giving you stonewalls with the case of Bill. They are saying that no, they can take your message and give them forward, but they can't force your son to reply.
Mhm.
And they
Plus,
can't, for security reasons, they cannot even tell you where he is. You understand? It's a matter of national security. We cannot tell everyone where people are. Independent adults, if they don't want to tell you, that's their prerogative.
yeah, look, I just want you to get a message through. The second he's free to, I understand he's in a secret base camp, whatever, boot camp. Normally, contact's not allowed when they're in their first month and a half for security reasons. The first chance you get, just have him call his father. Please.
I will do what I can. Do you know how the system works?
I do know. That's what I'm counting on you. You owe me. This will put us square.
I will make sure he gets the message. I will let you know when the courier has managed to deliver the parcel. Other than that, I can't promise you anything.
No problem. You understand. This is a personal matter. You could see why it's important to me.
Of course.
Thanks. Appreciate you. Malone out.
It is annoying to be on this side of the fence for the change, Malone realizes as he looks at the blank screen, the Babcom logo appearing onto it slowly. His brain moving much faster than he's used to. It's occasionally it's occasional headache that makes it worse. Now it's one of those times.
I can only control the things that I could control. It's no use worrying about things that I cannot see. Worry about your head, the here and now.
In his small whispers that he hears, that come as he's silent and focuses. Indistinguishable, but clearly voices. Perhaps they are coming from the room next door. No, They seem to be quiet now. It just passed. Now, next day. Are you inviting Malone to meet the ambassador?
Yeah, I think so.
So the ambassador is sitting in her usual regalia, smiling. The hair on the Minbari is still a weird thing. It seems to be pushing out from underneath her head bone. Just seems odd. And then it's also on top of the head bone going underneath it. It doesn't seem to make sense. But there it is. Ah. Welcome. Linnea tells me you have business on behalf of the Republic. Please take a seat.
The business in question is not from the Centauro. It's from the Emperor himself.
Right. Well, this sounds rather unusual. But please.
A bit, and hence part of it he's heard about my interactions with other species, so he's asked me to broach the subject. My Emperor is seeking to make overtures of peace and friendship to our neighbours. Feeling that we've maybe kept ourselves isolated for too long. And one of the things is these previous emperors have stayed on homeworld and not visited other races. He was asking me to approach you and your people about the possibility of him being allowed to visit your people's homeworld.
A Centauri Emperor has never visited Minbari space.
Exactly.
I can certainly understand why this is being kept discreet. Were it not for the favors you have done for the Minbari, I must admit I would not have believed you otherwise. Even now, I am still skeptical about it. Arranging such a visit is a large ordeal, and of course we'll welcome him, but I must be made sure of the sincerity of your cause. You do understand, of course.
It's a big ask. What do we got to do?
Oh. The relationship between the Minbari and the Centauri have been mostly non-existent so far. We've get the distance, but it has come to my attention that certain the word in English escapes me for the moment. Insurgents from one of our protectorates have been seeking refuge within the Centauri Republic, and as we have no official extradition treaty, we cannot demand their return. But until they are returned, I do not see how our two nations can allow the the advancement of our relations.
Your people are afraid that if we are seen to be supporting such insurgents, we are weakening your authority by
Indeed.
allowing them to potentially stay in our territory when they're needing to hide from your forces.
Yes. These are not Minbari, but these are one of our guarded species.
Mm.
Their own leadership has asked us to retrieve these criminals and return them back to their homeworld for their trials. So far, we have been unsuccessful at diplomatic encounters with the Centauri embassy for the reasons that we have no treaties that would mandate this exchange. If you are able to make this happen, we can abridge the relationship between our two peoples.
Do you have the information to hand on, as a gesture of goodwill and from someone Emperor can trust, that I have obtained the information from your people, something that's encoded, something official, like even if it's encoded on, well, just a simple data crystal from yourselves, advising of the names of the individuals in question and the last pieces of information you have.
Yes, of course, we can offer you the information. Linear will hand over the data crystals, and he will make sure you know who we are after. It should not be hard. The Dalem are not common outside their own home planet.
Okay. It would just probably be easier if I act as a courier for the information instead of allowing my impressions, my biases affecting the actual message, and disrupting the proper message to deliver to my emperor.
Of course, I will prepare a statement and request of the return of the insurgents myself.
Ambassador Dillon, we'll take care of this. We really want to have this succeed both ways. Alliance between the Centauri and the Minbari would be great. Whatever we could do to facilitate this, that's our mission. We're the right crew for it.
Thank you, Colonel Malone. And may the gods be with you. That is how you people say it, yes?
The great maker of you.
Yes. The Centauri were the makers, and humans had some thousands of gods, I believe.
It's a little bit touchy. We all believe we all have individual rights. We believe both as a uniform, as an individual. Individually, we each believe our own version of God. There has been up to 1,000 or more. It's a whole touchy subject. Wars have been won and lost over it.
Then may the universe guide you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Again, thank you for your time, Ambassador.
Always a pleasure.
And I will just depart, and of course I'll make sure I get the required things.
Thank you, Lanier. I'll take this.
Mm-hmm. And it's just as we're walking out, just as the doors close, I'm going to go, do you think you can get an audience with the human commander of the station. He acts as the human ambassador, doesn't he?
Yes, that is correct.
I think you might respond more to a request from you than from me.
What's your plan?
I plan to try and speak to every race that I can. See what they want. The Emperor can look at it and then decide whether or not the price for peace is worth paying for.
I think that's an excellent idea. Worst case scenario is you could come here to meet up with the different races as well.
Mhm.
Can you imagine we pulling this off? Your stature would just super increase.
Yes.
We'll be a real force to reckon with. We'll be somebody's again.
Yes. It'll be kind of ironic if I do this, as my family's power's been always based on working in the military. And then I suddenly pull off a diplomatic coup like this.
Listen, this seems to be the sort of role we're getting ourselves into.
Yeah.
The past with pawns that get moved around, things that can get done at channels.
Oh. Yeah. I think I'm just trying to think. You try and contact. It's not.
Listen,
Yes.
I'll make it happen.
Yeah, it's Sheridan now, isn't it, on the station? I think.
Yeah, ever since the accident with the president,
Yes.
leadership changes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the guy personally. I don't think.
No. While you're doing that, I'll try and see if I can arrange a meeting with Kosh.
Oh, yeah. Good luck with that. Oh.
And as the Emperor said, we'll let Londo deal with your car. He's not going to enjoy that if he gets those orders.
Yeah.
What's the bet if he hears that I'm on Babylon 5, I get ordered by Londo to be seen in your car's presence instead of him?
Oh, yeah.
I'll try and organise Kosh, you try and organise Sheridan. If we get those two knocked off or even discuss, even if it's, I don't think I can get the Emperor to the Forlorn homeworld. No one's ever set foot into their space. But even for informal greeting or meeting here will be a coup.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? I got just a person. Garibaldi.
Mm.
Anyways, I got more orders. I'll get this done.
Okay.
You get your thing done. We'll meet back here in a couple. I don't know what. Want to have some dinner tonight, later on tonight, or just meet up in the morning?
We can have dinner tonight, I think.
Sounds good. I'm really in the. I don't know what it is, but I'm really in the mood for that. Some kimchi, whatever it is. The saltier, the better.
Breen?
Hmm?
Do you mean Breen?
Yeah, brine is good too. If it's very salty. I've got a hankering lately for foods with a lot of salt.
Are you trying to say you're pregnant now and you've got cravings?
I don't know. Maybe I am.
So,
do you want to arrange a meeting with Wallon?
yeah.
Let's do it that first.
How do you plan on going about it?
It will be first try the actual Bromlin Embassy channel. Just get into my quarters, put a communication to them.
Yep. You pretty much get the message that welcome to the Waldon Embassy hotline. If you have a message to Ambassador Kosh, please leave a note after the beep. Your call is very important to us. Beep.
Ambassador Kosh, my name is Landis Cortez. I seek an audience with yourself to discuss a potential matter between...
The Waldon Embassy thanks you for your call. Enjoy your evening.
Some machines. I just like do the next 20 messages just so I can get it in order and like do a nice flowery speech I had to organize.
Gosh. You're like that drunken voicemail.
Yeah.
The ex-boyfriend. Oh boy, you're the worst. I don't know if you got my last couple messages, but
Hey, he spent 20 minutes writing up this speech. He's gonna hear the bloody thing.
Maybe.
And at the end of it, you forget to leave your contact info.
I think that might be our roll 2d6 to see if I left the contact info.
No, of course not. That's just me being funny.
Well, you leave the message over the evening, calling the hotline several times.
Oh God, that like gives you only 15 seconds to say everything you need.
Yep.
Who can get an entire message in like 6 words? Oh yeah, Foreigner, of course. No wonder.
Well, what about Mr. Malone? Oh, sorry, Colonel Malone.
Colonel Malone. So, for the last, about 9 months or so, every time we've been stationed, I've been doing really good at man's security detail stuff to get back in Garibaldi's good graces. I'd like to meet up with him one more time to arrange literally exactly that. We want to. The goal here is to meet with Commander Sheridan. Landis, what is it that you exactly? What's the plan here that you want me to pull off?
It's just a simple discussion with Sheridan just to see if he's amenable to him as basically the ambassador talking.
You want to talk to him?
Yeah, it's just talk to him, pass on the message, see. It's the same thing. Is there...
And keep it on the DL.
Yeah.
Got it. Done and done. I will be talking to Garibaldi, pulling in a favor, asking, hey, well, I don't know. How do you want to do this? You want me to leave a message? You want me to meet with him at dinner? I'm asking Wooster here.
Yeah, I thought so.
I'll leave him a couple messages. Get in communication. Garibaldi, Malone here.
Are you not
I'd
going
like
to
to
be
meet
that
up
drunk
with you.
boyfriend?
Yeah. Garibaldi, Colonel Malone here. I'd like to meet up with dinner. I think I've got something that will work in both of our favors. Please meet up at the usual place. When you got a moment.
Well, Garibaldi
Yeah.
soon lets you know that. Okay, so okay, 7 o'clock.
Great.
And you get your military behind to the usual place, and there he is sitting next to a plate. Sorry, doesn't have a plate yet, but it's like, well, hello again, Colonel. What can I do for you, sir?
Garibaldi, thank you for meeting with me. I
Your,
appreciate this.
your message seemed like you had secrets, and you didn't divulge a place.
You know me, I'm always dealing with something that I can't quite say 100% what's going on, but I'll give you as much, the best information that I can. Listen, I'll put it down to a nutshell.
Since you're buying, I will have the steak with double cheese, onions, and as many fries as you can fit on the plate, please. So,
I'll have the same. Lots of protein, lots of salt. Oh, and keep the pitcher of water coming, please.
so, what is it you need from me?
What I need is I'd like to have a word with one of my Centauri representatives, with Sheridan, directly. We have a, how can I put this? Sheridan being the human ambassador here, we'd like to make a meeting between the other members of the Centauri and himself. It's a big ask, but we just need maybe 15 minutes of his time. I'd like to go through the proper channels, but still, at the same time, keep it on the DL. And for your information, as an FYI, Eileen, we're trying to set up a meeting between the Emperor and Sheridan.
Well, call me the Queen of China. Oh, well, that's a tall ask, but I'm not in charge of Sheridan's schedule. But I'm assuming you want this on the down low.
Yeah.
Thanks. And as he's looking at the burger and rubbing his hands, you see a doctor's garb on a somewhat derrick-looking individual standing behind him, and Garibaldi's like, he's right behind me, isn't he?
Yeah.
Waiter, can I exchange this for a salad?
Special diet?
Yes.
Yeah. Next time, maybe we can go to a different place.
Sorry, you broke off there a little.
Yeah.
I didn't hear.
No. Maybe next time we'll meet up at a different place.
Maybe.
This is the best hamburgers in the station, though.
I just love it. You're just like saying that as you take a bite in, just to savor it, as he's just looking forlornly.
After I put a whole bunch of salt on that just to ruin the hamburger. Garibaldi again. If there's anything that I can do to help out in this situation, you got any favors for me, I'll do them.
Well, I can't think of any at the moment. I just want to be there when you say what you're saying.
Of course. Security, whatever, a must. Whatever circumstances you want. No foul play up our sleeves, nothing. We just want a quick meeting, that's all. 15 minutes of his time is all.
Well, at least you're not coming up with some second-grade hallucinations this time.
Told you it was a head injury. It's all better now.
Yes. Of course, you're working for His Imperial Majesty this time. But this should be funny. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Well, you enjoy that salad. You want seconds with that? Cheers to that. Clink.
So, by the next day, you have an audience with the with Captain Sheridan.
Oh.
And as you arrive, there is indeed the security chief Garibaldi standing nearby, and the captain stands up from behind his desk, and with his blue uniform as contrast to the grey uniform of the security chief.
Mhm.
Colonel Malone, I take it?
Captain.
This might be.
Landis Cordes, representative from the Centauri homeworld. Please.
Yes.
Yes. Please take seats.
Oh.
My chief tells me you are working on behalf of the Centauri Emperor.
Yes. Just recently, I had a meeting with my emperor, and he asked me to make inquiries about the possibility of him being able to visit and extend personal greetings to different races. As me and my compatriots here do have experience and have spent some time in Babylon 5, I believe maybe the best way to come about this was to approach the ambassadors on this station.
Well, Babylon 5 is a free port. Anyone is free to come here, but I would appreciate a official confirmation of his arrival so I can do security arrangements.
We'd like to set that up. Obviously, for the time being, we'd like to keep this on the down low for security purposes. Point being, the Emperor wants to come here, eventually meet up with all the rest of the races.
Actually,
This
you're
would be step
breaking up
one.
again.
Yeah,
Something-
your line's breaking up.
Why is it doing that? Oh, you know what? Because Foxy's right on the thingy.
Oh,
Bad cat.
Foxy. We can't blame Foxy. Foxy's the best.
Foxy's the best.
Yeah, so obviously we'd like to keep this on the down low for security purposes, but once we'd love to get arrangements made, this would be step one. The Emperor would love to meet up with the rest of the alien races, and we'd like to go through official channels to begin with. You being step one, of course.
The other thing is, depending on certain things that are going on, if there's anything that will help smooth relations or information that I can pass back on to the Emperor, that would be appreciated.
Well, do you have some sort of official documentation or badge that you're working on behalf of His Majesty, Imperial Majesty?
This is where it's a wee bit problematic. This has been done by the Emperor himself and not for the Centauro. It's very hush-hush.
Right.
I know you don't have dealings with myself, and you have no opinion of me. But do you mind if I just even ask if the Emperor was to actually ask to come on to Babylon 5, would he be welcome? That's all I need to know.
The answer is yes. Anyone is welcome to Babylon 5 as long as they are abiding by the rules. Even the Emperor of the Centauri Republic. Heck, even the space Pope Raptor can come in if he wants to.
I just thought that if this does go ahead, it would be at least appropriate to make you aware that there's a possibility that this could happen.
Yes. And to make the proper security arrangements, I would need at least a week's warning before that happens. If it's kept on the down low, well, even better, then we can do it in peace. Before anyone else gets the hint.
Whatever you need, we'll get it done. Whatever you need from us to make this happen. You need a letter, you need certifications, you need more than enough time, we'll do that.
The official announcement of the visit, so I can have this guard scheduled and the inspections done.
And how
Nothing
much? And it was a week lead up. You'd need at least. You were
I
saying.
would prefer a week's lead up, yes.
Okay.
The
That's
more you can give is the better.
Of course. This is basically what my visit is about. It's just to make these discreet inquiries. There. To inquire about these things. I think I've taken enough of your valuable time, Captain. I thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. He gives a look towards Garibaldi, who seems to be having trouble holding his poker face. He seems to find this meeting somewhat amusing. But you leave them behind with the understanding that the Emperor is welcome to visit, should he choose to.
Okay. Let's see if I've heard anything back from Kosh.
And also, what are we gonna do about extraditing these criminals from Centauri homeworld?
I think this is where it's going to be best if we go back to homeworld and pass on all the messages in person, but I'll do it by arranging a new audience. And I'll bring Fear and Milana.
By the way, your inbox does have a message.
Mm-hmm.
It's from not Kosh, but some angry wife who has heard about an encounter in the royal palace. That somebody was invited to meet the Emperor, but somebody wasn't invited to meet the Emperor. There's a whole caps title in the message.
How dare you, the social event of the century for Marcel, and you leave feedback on Selene? How dare you, husband? Yes.
How dare you not take me to Imperial Court when you're invited? How dare you? This is why we are married, so he can share the glory.
And I just said, yeah, and I just sent a cheeky wee message back on, yeah, you see how it feels when you're not told about these things and you find out much later, like how I found out about a certain villa that got purchased? Sent.
Oh, snap. Choices have consequences, lady.
Yep, I'm referencing the first. Is that no?
Yes, that's
like,
the first episode, I believe.
It's like first or third. It's something. It's stupidly early. It's like, well, in the first season.
Yeah, it's episode 4. I was just rewatching it recently.
Yeah, it was something.
Oh my god.
Her buying the villa on the island on Selene.
Yep.
But
But there's no message from Kosh.
Yeah. Right. I'm just getting tired of this. I am actually just going to go to that section of the station. Put on the mask.
Company?
Oh, if you want.
Yeah, why not? This will be fun.
Go to the ambassador's quarters. And I'm literally just going to, like, basically whether, if it's a doorbell, I'm just putting my finger on it. And I'm just going to hold it.
This place is spooky AF.
It's like, oh god. Have you never done environmental, like, different environmental training simulations for different environments.
You actually have the breathing masks in here,
Yeah.
because it's mostly methane surrounding
Yeah,
here.
you just hear the click as we're just like
Yep.
clicking on and off as we're talking back and forth.
Oh, you stand there. Your breathing apparatus slowly running out of
Yeah.
air.
I don't think this is the best way to get a hold of Kosh. But listen, while we wait, what's your plans on Malari? So far, we've bypassed him throughout this whole operation.
As I said, he will deal with the Narn equation of this.
What do you mean?
If the Emperor's going to visit the Narn, he would have Malari directly deal with it. I'm not going to... I could ask to see if Malari can get potentially a meeting with Kosh. I'll just try and keep him out of it.
Well, so far, we've not let him in on any of these plans.
Yeah, Malari is part of the Santarum. I don't... If the Emperor has not made them aware at the moment, that's the issue. This is a play by the Emperor.
Is he intentionally bypassing Malari?
I think Malari, you might talk to Malari, but Malari might not know the full extent of what's going on. And the last thing I want to do is give it away myself.
All right, well, let's not forget the main objective. Step one is we need to do whatever we need to do to get him on Centauri homeworld. Sorry, Minbari homeworld.
Yes. If I can't get Kosh, I can... Because let's be honest, even if he's here on the station, that will potentially force the other ambassadors of the other races to actually at least speak to him.
We could go back to say, hey, here's my ideal situation. Here's what I hope to accomplish. We get it situated so that he can visit the Minbari homeworld. And 2, meet up at least here as a bare minimum for the rest of the other races. His goal is eventually to meet them at their other homeworlds, but this is his second best situation.
Depending on where these individuals the Minbari are looking for situated, there could be a military command that's under the control of either my uncle or my grandfather, and they could actually pick up the individuals.
Well, I don't know how your politics works. I just hate to, just would hate to disappoint the Emperor. Whatever we needed this, we have our assignment from.
Yeah, it's just the issue is the more anything that I can do to streamline this is more likely to get the secret out in the open what's going on. That's the issue.
You're the boss, man. You let us know what happened. Listen, this guy's not coming around.
Yeah.
Timer's running out on these breathers.
Yeah. Better go before we let's fixate ourselves.
Honestly, I didn't really want to meet. I'm so freaked out over the last night.
Let's focus it back on your headphones again.
Yeah. All right. Let's give us another shot. Let's get some good. Let's get something to eat. Maybe some brain this time.
Oh, what's your fascination with brain?
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's nostalgia of the captain or something. Sorry. The old captain.
Maybe for a change, some finely aged spoo.
Spoon.
Oh no. That's even worse.
Is it salty?
Yes.
If you're going to do that, you can go and eat that with your car.
Well, finely aged spoo is quite a delicacy.
Oh no,
among
it's
the
the other
Sultan.
way, isn't it? Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
I'm trying
fresh
to remember.
spoo is hideous and horrible.
I'm
Only the
not-
Spoo is
dog can eat
Malari's
that.
favorite meal.
Yeah. I mean,
I
it's,
just-
it's like
No,
a
there's-
thousand-year-old eggs from China. It's a delicacy.
Oh, I've just never went for it myself.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have Spoo. I can afford Spoo.
Yes, you can. You're rich.
Yeah, I mean, we can't afford it, but it's
We,
not.
we can have. I
That's
think,
like me buying right now $1,000 hamburger just for no.
Oh,
That's
spoo is actually it comes in variety of qualities. Like you have
Really?
$1,000 hamburger, or you can get a $10 hamburger, or you can even get a $1 hamburger. It's all about
what?
quality.
the more you talk about this land, the better I wanna have one of this. Let's try out some Spoo after all.
oh God, if you choke on it, that's on you. Fine, let's go.
Would you like your spoo fresh or finely aged?
I'll order fresh and the finely aged just to see what the difference is.
How much is the finally aged?
Well, finely aged is obviously a more laborious project, so a good meal will cost you 150 credits, while the fresh spoo is only 10 credits.
Let's do fresh.
I'm going to do both myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, just as Landers takes takes a taste of the fresh spoo, he goes. But as for Malone, on the other hand,
Oh boy.
Malone has a similar reaction to it. It is very, very strong.
What?
Very strong taste. It just makes
Like
all
spoiled
the,
rotten eggs?
yes, it's like rotten, sort of like rotten eggs making rotten eggs, giving the vomit reflex. Say that. It didn't smell
maybe-
like that, but it tastes like that.
Alright, maybe this was a bad idea.
But the finely aged spoo,
Oh,
it washes away the horrible taste of its freshness.
I'm just going. How did people learn to actually keep this going, aging long enough to actually eat it?
It's one of the mysteries of time and space.
I know.
Which came first, the aging of spoo or eating of spoo?
Could you imagine it? There's been basically there's been a massive siege that's been going on for 40 years, and that's finally the thing that's last left. They're going,
40-year-old
this stuff?
spoo. Ooh my.
they're going like, this is stuff we never touched yet, but there's nothing else left. It's actually
Okay,
decent for once.
Actually, this is an excellent spot to take a short break.
Yeah.
We'll be back
Yes.
at the hour. We'll be back at the hour, so
Mhm.
see you soon.
Foxy's crying for food right now.
Where's the in the mission? Ah. Right, we are back to the business.
We're back.
Last we left off, these two brave adventurers were discussing what to do on their next step. How will they deal with the evasive Morlun ambassador? And
Yeah.
what they will do to reach their goals.
I think it's like, I'm just looking at, you know what? I'm just looking at Malone and go, I think we need just to, the Empress asked us to try and get it resolved as quietly as possible.
Yeah.
So, I think that as you said, we keep it quiet. The only way we can truly keep it quiet is let's see the information that Delane gave us. Okay.
Yeah. Let's pop this in, pop the sucker in, figure out what we have to do to extradite these criminals. And we'll go from there. Meet up at your quarters?
Yes.
All right. I'll head over there now. Cut to, hey, this is way better than what I'm paying for.
Meanwhile,
How much is this costing you a day?
Landis has managed to open up the data crystal and seen inside that there is currently 5 insurgents that have left the Minbari systems. As far as the Minbari know, they are currently holed up in the system called Bataine, which is the closest system to Minbari space. As far as the legal situation goes, they have no further knowledge. They just have the descriptions and names of the 5 culprits and just basic biological detail of the Daven people.
Yeah, alright, okay. So we're talking.
If you wish to know more about the legal situation, you may roll advocate.
Hey, you all hear that, like, thumping sound?
Yeah.
I'm
That
gonna
might-
mute me. I don't think that's...
It might be me because I'm trying to. I'm on a trackpad at the moment.
You're touching the touchpad and it's bouncing through. Okay,
Okay.
enough said. No worries.
Sorry.
No, it's alright. We now know the mystery of where that thumping sound was coming from. Anyways, please continue. My interruption.
Yeah, I don't have advocate myself, so I'm assuming it's going to be intelligence or education.
Education in this point, as you are trying to recall, not apply.
Mhm.
Oh, Kitty, you can't have that.
Yes, that's my wine. Thank you very much. Oh, actually,
Yeah, this is probably going to be a terrible blow for me.
this is more like grape juice than wine.
Yeah.
Fermented grape juice. Yikes. With the
Yeah.
extra corn syrup.
Well, as you try, you come to the conclusion that if they don't have an official residence permit, they are outlaws, and thus you can do with them as you please. You can just go in, grab them, and sell them to slavery if you want.
I think that might be going against the spirit of what Delane's asking for. Sell them, buy them, and then hand them over to Delane with collars.
Sell them to
Oh,
slavery
yeah.
in the Minbari Federation.
Or we could just capture these criminals, dead or alive, bring them back to Minbari space. Or at least to let the land know, and hey, we got them, do with them what you will. Solves the problem. Either that, or have your government capture them.
Let's. Yes, let's go to. Best to go to bed.
we also run into the problem of does the report say what their suspected location is at is what's it called again?
A system called
Attain
Bethane.
system.
Yes.
We got the name. We got names, descriptions. I don't think they're just hiding out, and it's not like the Centauri Republic is giving them what's it called
Succor?
protections.
We would be giving them succor. We would be giving them asylum.
Yeah, is that the case at the moment that you guys are giving them asylum or not?
Oh, we wouldn't be giving them. Oh, this is the thing. If we did that and pissed off the Minbari.
Yeah. Okay, so then it's up to us to deal with it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
there we go.
I'm just gonna put an intercom message to Jando and then Jado.
Who is Jado, by the way?
Fear.
That's Fear.
Fear. Oh, the toy. Because
Yeah, it just throws everyone for that, because when I say Fear, everyone thinks I'm thinking I'm talking about.
Yeah,
brother-in-law.
and you know what? I know they mention that a lot because I say Veer and Fear exactly the same, and I do that on purpose, just to fuck with them.
Oh, you have so much respect for our audience.
I throw them a curveball every once in a while, just for fun.
Well, concerned that they throw us curveballs all the time.
Right? The audience, they're the worst.
I
I'm kidding, you guys are the best.
mean,
Fine, I'll call him Jado now.
it's like the one when they told me to pose as Commodore.
Right? That worked out really well. Thanks a lot for that, chat. That was super awesome.
Thanks for that one, Blink. Yeah.
You know what, though? Choices. Consequences.
Wow, did they say something on chat? Because I missed that.
No, we're just forget it. We're just talking that time when they were the ones that suggested that he become Commodore Rifa.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what name should I pick? Rifa. Well, that blew up in our face really badly. Anywho,
Yep.
you're contacting Jado.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna go. Yeah, Mr. Jado, plot us a course to Bethane.
Bethane, sir? Well, surely. It's a bit... The route from here is treacherous, but it can be done.
Safest route as possible. No point in risking the shit.
Let me rephrase that. Do you want a secure or fast route?
I'm guessing the fast route is treacherous.
Yes. That's why they were two different options.
Right. Fast route.
Aye, aye, Captain. Which one of you is going to be the lucky one?
I rolled last really well, which means that this time I'm going to roll badly. So let's do it. What do you want from me?
Give me 2d6. I'm going to add the modifiers from...
7. Not terrible.
Not terrible. And with your magnificent Minbari scanning technology at your disposal, this
Exactly.
makes for a very happy Jado, who will navigate your course safely through this hazardous weather. Oh, well, hyperspace weather to be exact. And you make your way to the void of space, into the Bethane system. Which is, well, to call it an outpost would be the absolute. To call it a colony would be to insult the other colonies.
Oh.
But it's more of a what were the wise men that spoke of it? Ah, yes, a den of villainy and scum. Or was it scum and villainy? One or the other.
Sounds a lot like Tijuana.
Just by any chance, like, if we put on the radio, where, like, Fireflies theme music just comes on instead?
I admit nothing.
Crossing genres again. I love it. So what do we gotta what's our play here? What do we have to expect from this place? I have never been or even heard of Botane system.
It's the arse end of nowhere now.
The good news is the local black market is a thriving business. The bad news is the local food is, let's just say your safest bet is the well-refined spoon.
I'm just gonna.
Or the food you bring with you.
I'm just gonna go. But let's start making inquiries about what actual level of government and law enforcement is actually on the planet, even if it's discreet.
As far as your knowledge base tells you, the planetary population is in hundreds. And most of them rural farmers and a couple of space dock workers, or the spaceport workers. There is a starport, which actually numbers thousands inhabitants. Sort of like the mini version of Babylon 5, except with scum and villainy. Well, Babylon 5 has that too. Okay, Babylon 5, but take away all the good parts. Yes, that's fine.
Hold on. So we're just got basically the Mos Eisley cantina in space.
Ooh, that's a good analogy.
Again, Tijuana, Mexico. TJ.
Take me there.
Tijuana is a beautiful place to visit
Unlike
if
this
you
one.
want drugs.
Yeah, this is also a beautiful place to visit if you want guns, drugs, or rock and roll.
Yeah. Or the scale show.
Yeah. Well, obviously the last part, obviously the black market stuff is, you shouldn't know this, but come on, who cares about an outlying colony far from the homeworld?
Yeah.
There is an official law enforcement and the governor stationed on board. So, what do you wish to do?
Just gonna.
How do you want to plan this out? Let's just think of the overall plan. Think of the objections, and we'll meet with any resistance ahead of time.
Do I know what House Allegiance the governor is?
Sorry? Repeat the question?
Am I able to find out what allegiance the House governor, what house the governor is part of?
As you look into his details, he is not affiliated with any of the great Centaurum houses.
Right, good.
At least directly. If he is somehow by distant relations, it's not
It'll
on the
be-
official database.
It'll be stupid, like, fifth cousin twice removed sort of thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or by in-laws or something. But yeah, it would be a snooping role to find out more.
No, that's fine. As long as it's not like instantly come up, Mallory
His
or...
surname is not Beaver.
Yeah, that's my main concern. Right, so getting that done. I'm just gonna actually start looking. I'm just wondering. I'm just gonna do a simple search history, and I'm gonna input the names that Elaine's given us with the people that are supposedly registered themselves on the station. I just want to see if they've been stupid enough, thinking we're out of Minbari space. When Barry don't come to Centauri space, we're free.
You think maybe they're not under assumed names at this point?
I'm just gonna even look at it as
Sounds good.
see if any of their species come up. Even if it's a different name, we can compare the facial.
And you get an error message stating that the local data registry software is offline. Please contact your administration.
I'm getting a sneaking suspicion the black market doesn't want the registry to be working at all.
Hey, on that point, we're looking for 5 Minbari. Wait, they're not Minbari. What are
No.
they?
Dalim.
Darlin.
Dalim.
Dalim.
I think it's DALEM.
Dalim. 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 Tomato.
Mm.
Let's call the holding. Oh.
Well, I mean, they can't be that hard to spot then, I'm assuming. How many of them could there be in this little colony?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just a question.
So, do you want to just go on planet side, or do you want to scout the space station, or?
You know, we do have those special scanners. I wonder if they could help us out in any way.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually thinking. I'm gonna walk up to Jado. I'm gonna give him the crystal. I'm just going, using the information on this crystal, can you differentiate or be able to point us in the direction of people sharing the characteristics of these biosignals compared to Centauri that we'd expect to find in this system?
Yes, probably, depending on how thick the armor plating is. I could try, of course. It just won't be discreet. It will have to be the active scanners and aimed at the whatever we want to scan.
Ooh, that might bring some unwanted attention our way.
Well, yes, if you want to do that, I can.
The station's going to detect that we've done it to
Yes.
them, but the planet is just farms.
You are quite correct.
They're less likely to detect us doing that.
As
Put
far
it
as I know
on-
how sensors work, yes, unless they have... Well, it's probably not important enough to be protected from scanners.
Yeah. Do a pass of the planet. There. Why beam? If they argue about it, if anyone argues about it, we just say we're looking for potential fugitives.
Don't. That's not. No.
No.
Not a good
Right.
idea.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I was going to point out you we could be scanning for unusual space-time anomalies.
And that we accidentally hit the planet. Try that.
You know what?
please.
We're scanning for minerals.
Let's think. What is going to be the things that we could be scanning for that legitimately minerals?
We'll deal with that problem when it gets here. Let's just do the thing.
Yeah. As I'm just going to think. Yeah, let's do this. Malone, start pulling up everything we have on retain on the records. Let's see what could be possible minerals that might have people believe to be on the planet but never been properly explored. So if people start asking, we can then give a plausible story.
Got it. I've got the perfect thing.
So, Landis, roll me 2d6 to see how well you scan. You get a +3 from your dear scanning expert, and +2 from the scanners, and the time frame for this level of scanning would be 1d6 days.
It's 11. I just rolled.
Right. It
Jando
takes
just
you
somehow
2 days to scan the area. And you scan. You find 3 Dalim signatures in that area.
Okay. I just ask for that layer to be focalized, and just so I can get a better picture of what's there. If it's is it in like is it a farming community, or is it out in the open? Is it a cave system?
It's Moss Eisley.
There's a small village they're located at, next to a mountain.
Oh,
And your scanner expert says that yes, even our enhanced scanners can't go through that mountain. So if they're hiding within that, maybe there seems to be an entrance to a cave, possibly a mine
oh. Okay.
or a black market gun deposit. What do I know?
I'm just gonna take my loan off to the side, and I'm just gonna whisper to him. What's the chances that the local constabulary are going to be honest here, do you think?
Look, we got 2 ways of dealing with this.
Hmm.
We could probably bribe them. We got a little bit of cash. We want these guys, preferably alive. Either we deal with the situation ourselves by force and grab them, or we pay the locals to get them.
Huh? If these Dalam have been surviving, they've not been getting resources themselves and been paying people, we're going to be potentially taking paying customers from the black market.
Listen, credits count. Doesn't matter what.
I'm thinking if we're going to bribe anyone to bring them in to us, better to make it the people who complain the most if we were to deprive them of income. Give them a bit bigger source of profit for handing them in.
Well, what's your choice, Captain? Which way do you want to go about this?
Let's try and see if we can find out who's been supplying and keeping these gentlemen alive out in the wilderness. Get them to turn on them.
All right. What's your plan? We go planet side?
I say so. I say we bring Lanon and Degar down.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's take the Jacaranda. It's been repaired and everything, so it's probably be his first planet side since last time. Let's see how well she flies.
You mean the Ferroro?
The Ferroro.
Yes.
Yes. The second it came out of my mouth, I realized I said it wrong.
Yes, the local space strip is little more than paved dirt that you put your ship on. The dust is rising as the local, dockmaster appears, walking to you. His fan is not that thin. His fan is far larger than one would expect from a man in this station to be wearing.
Oh.
He approaches like, welcome to Bethane. What can we do for you, sirs?
Looking for someone.
We're looking for someone. We want to get the best way of getting to them. Is that something you can help us out with? We'll make it worth your while.
Oh, anything can be arranged, of course. Please, come in. May I offer you some hot jala?
Yes.
Thank you.
And he takes you into his office. You can imagine those American small airports with the rundown office building that is barely standing, but inside there's a bar cabinet and all the necessary things, and a small data console next nearby. And he's like, well, please have a drink. And tell me, how can we help? It is not often we receive new visitors, particularly on a ship as shiny as yours.
Yes. I'm looking for some outsiders.
I would guess these are the Dalen visitors we have.
Yes.
And the Minbari is a dead giveaway.
Uh-huh. Yes. Understandable.
We want to bring them back as
Yes.
painlessly as possible. Get them off of your hands, so to speak. Be
Right.
doing us a big favor by allowing us to take them. And in any way that you could facilitate that would be a huge favor. As which
Well,
we'd be very happy to compensate you for.
as favors go, how huge would this one be?
Well, Landis,
I am Landis Cortas. I have family members high up in the military. There, if you know my family, you know who I speak of. Let's just say I've got contacts with various members of the government. You will be suitably compensated.
Well, hold me persuasion with your social.
Of course.
You're not giving him exact numbers, so he's only left the guesswork.
Of course.
So you'll get a negative of 2.
Fair enough.
Over here, favors count for little, credits count for.
No, fair enough. And the -2, you're saying?
Yep.
I'll just put that onto the modifier there.
Mm-hmm.
10 still.
Well then. Oh,
nice
I
boon.
suppose you are related to the great Admiral Milo Cortas. Oh. I suppose those favors are something to call upon.
Mhm.
Huh. Well, lucky for you, you came to me. They are quite favored among some of the less reputable gentlemen on the station, but they have decided to take hiding on the planet side instead. Something about Minbari scanners being able to penetrate the station.
Funny that.
Yes.
I will need a couple of days
Well,
to make this happen,
of course.
and if there is anything, if you want it done faster, I could of course hire men with increased pay to encourage them to do overtime.
You know what? That sounds like a fabulous idea. Like I
Yes.
said, this is beneficial to both of us. You want them off, we want to take them. let's facilitate something.
Yes.
How much credits do you think you're going to need for that over time?
Well, it obviously depends on how much of a rush are you. Do you need them today or the day after tomorrow? The quicker the
As-
delivery, the greater the pay.
I say as fast as you can without putting any Centauri at risk at the same time.
Well, to employ a non-Centauri, that will drive the price up higher.
I'm just saying, better not risk trying to get it done today because I'm willing to wait a day.
30,000 ducats.
How much? 30,000?
30,000 ducats.
That just confirming in
That would be
current six.
60,000 credits, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be for delivery by the morning.
I turn back and I look at Landis.
That is a fair price.
Pleasure doing business with you. We'll get that taken care of.
Of course.
Payment upon delivery.
Well, I will need half in advance to
Yes.
actually make the men see that they are getting paid regardless.
That
It is a
I
risky
can
business dragging 5 heavily armed aliens out of their hiding caves.
Yes, that I can do, and it's like I just go. I assume you have your details to hand. For
Yes,
safety
there's
and
only 5
food.
Dalens on this. 4. And to be exact, one of them died, I believe, a month ago.
Alright.
Something
We
to
would
do
still-
with the scuffle.
We would still require the corpse or the actual remains or whatever they do for their burial
Reports.
for approval.
Well, I suppose we'll have to dig up the grave then.
Exactly.
I'll
but
add it to
your-
your bill.
But if you have your details for payment, I can do that right now.
Well,
15,000
Yeah, I'll take it.
15,000 credits now, 15 credits,
30
1,000
credits.
credits upon delivery.
30,000.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. You just pass over the details and I basically just pull out my wee little bank card and I just like contactlessly wave it over.
Alright, the payment has gone through. Excellent. We'll be in touch by tomorrow noon. At the latest. If you wish, the local inn has empty rooms, I believe.
I think I'll take you up on that, yes.
Recommend a name for us?
My name?
Recommend one of the inns for us,
Oh,
please.
there is only one inn.
Very well then.
Fair enough.
Thanks.
Enjoy yourself. I believe Carla is on duty today.
Mhm. And it's like, I'm just gonna, me and Malone are gonna walk out and I'm just gonna go, I think it's gonna be best if we have Fraser take the shuttle back up to the ship. Dakar and Manon stay with us. We sleep in rotation.
That sounds like a good idea. We got our long range comms anyways.
Yeah.
You came, I'm assuming, yeah, I've got just handgun weaponry,
Uh,
just in case. Not flashing or anything, just sounds like a plan. Let's make it happen. I'm curious to see what this place is all about.
And I just turned to him and I just go, quietly whisper, I'm just going, yeah, I'm just hoping I've just not paid them to kidnap me now.
Yeah. I want you both to roll me recon.
Yeah.
Can do. Recon. I forget. Intellect. What's good on?
Yes, it goes under intellect.
Boom. Terrible. Wowzers.
Yeah. And I'm the one without a dedicated recon.
Well now, lucky for you, I had decided to give you a boon for this because you both have a partner for your guard duties.
Yeah.
And Malone gets a nice 6 to replace one of
Yes.
the lesser
But remind the
dice.
audience, I rolled a 1 and a 4. The 1 gets replaced with a 6.
So that's a +5 for you, making it a 12. So you manage to spot a small amount of ruffians gathering around the inn at night. And
Is there trouble?
by the time they try to make their move on your sleeping bodies, all 4 of you are awake, holding guns and smiling at them trying to come through the window. And they slowly back off to never be seen again.
It's just us, they're doing that, one of them comes up and he just starts putting his head forward. It's not just he has got the guns out of his face, he's actually found that there's a sword held by Landis by his throat. And I'm going, enjoy your night.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
And come morning, you find yourselves in possession of 3 Dalem criminals, 1 desiccated corpse and 1 fresh corpse. All of them suffering from variety of wounds, including the desiccated corpse.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn to Garland and I'm going, assuming we've had somewhere at some point restraints or even just simple cable ties there, and I just go, right, get them restrained, gentlemen, and let's get them on the throw and we'll go below, better call throw down.
You know,
The
we hope to
harp-
have
the-
we
the
hope to have a
dockmaster. The dockmaster is there with the widest smile available.
Of course.
It's like, thank you kindly. Our
And I
business
just-
has been concluded.
Okay.
I look forward to having a discussion with your esteemed relation.
Of course.
Do feel free to visit again.
Of course.
The hospitality here was very good. I appreciate you. Thank you for
And you are left with 3 rather demure prisoners to take on board.
It's as he's saying that, as the Dockmaster's saying that, I'm gonna swipe him the remaining money over, but I'm gonna actually hold out my hand for him to shake, and it's basically I'm just gonna pass, as I'm doing that, I'm passing him a card that has contact details for myself there, so if he ever needs to call upon a favor, he knows how to get in contact.
This will be remembered, of course.
Mhm.
We will talk later.
course.
Ah, I'm not going to cause you any more ruckus during your return, but where do you take these prisoners?
First things first. We want you guys. We treat our prisoners well. Our doctor is missing, but we got minimal medical things that we could do to keep you, to treat your wounds. We'll steal it with that first.
Yeah. So we'll get them restrained to the beds.
We replaced our jail cells for
Lannon's for this.
for Lannon's. Yeah.
Little comfort. So we'll keep the two dead bodies, put them in body bags, put them in the cargo bay.
You could
right?
always lock them into the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
But cargo hold is not really ideal because that's a 0G. It's also one of the nexus points between Hangar Bay and Habitation Ring.
I'm just trying to think where would be the best place to put the two dead bodies. That's it.
Oh,
The two dead bodies are in the dock.
Yeah,
or
just
not
put them
the
in
dock,
a box and leave them in the cargo bay. It's the
Yeah, that's what I was
prisoners that
thinking.
you're
That's
being
what I was
brought
mean.
for.
That's what I was mean about putting them in the cargo bay. I was meaning the dead bodies,
Oh, fair enough.
not the free life. I'm not going to be that nasty.
Yes, you are. Just kidding.
If I was going to be that nasty, I would just bloody evacuate the airlock first, and just say, "Oh,
Oops, they didn't survive the transport.
yeah."
What a tragedy.
But I'll get the free survivors, secure them against the bed. I'll be going to Lando and I go, I think, can you keep a close eye on them? I don't know how long you're going to have to keep guard on them.
Between Lennon and I, we could rotate shifts to keep a security guard, and possibly also, what do we have, our Drazi friend?
Fraser.
Not Fraser, the other big guy who we have. Hang on one second.
Dagar.
Dagar, yes.
Narn.
He's
No,
Narn.
Narn, yes. I don't know why I said.
What, you're having them transition into Drazi now?
I'm sorry, no.
Oh, he's
Just
a
my race is confused.
he's a
they all look alike
trans
to me.
speciesist. Trans
We take rotating shifts if you want, keeping an eye on them.
Okay. And I think it's at this point, I'm just going to actually look over the kind of instructions that were given by the lane, see if there's basically any go, oh, if you do have them, please send care of post to these guys.
No, there was just the information on that the government wants them.
You should contact them.
Yeah.
Message Lanier ASAP and figure out what you want done with them.
That's what I'm going to do then. I'm just going to go into my quarters on the ship and just send Lanier a message. Just make sure we have matched the bodies to the identities given by the Minbari also.
They seem to
After we
match.
paid them. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I'm just thinking, how can we, what have we not clarified that could get us punched in the backside, because we haven't asked. Oh yeah, that. Okay. I'll give a call to Lanier.
Yep. Yeah, with the help of Lanier, he gives you a rendezvous point with the Minbari war cruiser that will take over the transport from them. Then on. Problem is, the rendezvous is in space, normal space, in an unclaimed system.
Right.
So you have to travel there, and it's a roll to get there. Which one of you wants to be my astrogator?
I did the last roll.
Yeah, you did. That's fine. I'd love to do the role. By the way, at some point, I'd like to just have a chat with them, or at least, and then we don't have to play it out. But I'm just kind of curious to see what the hell these guys did, or why they're wanted.
10.
4 and a 6, 4 or 10.
Yep. So you wanted to have a chat with the Dalen. Give me some sort of persuasion roll, as you are agents of the enemy.
Yeah, okay, I can do that. That makes sense. Oh, I could be very persuasive and intimidating. Nine.
Yes. What you figure out is that they are what they called independent. They are trying to make the government see that they are much better off without the Minbari oppression upon their government. They want their own right to rule. No taxation without representation, or some sort of line along those words, or along those lines.
Oh, so you're traitors. I got it.
And you make the way through hyperspace to meet up with another Minbari warcruiser. This one in much better condition than the last one you saw.
Yep.
This close.
I'll be going on to the comment and just say, were we given the name of the war cruiser?
You check the IFF records, and it seems to be the same warcruiser you were supposed to meet up with.
No, but what was the name I meant
Of this warcruiser.
of this war cruiser?
Ah,
Making them do some work.
Yeah.
Don't
It
scan
is-
them, says
it
Blinky.
is not one of the famous cruisers. It is random cruiser X. I'm not gonna name it.
The
The Fantoria, we'll go with that.
Fantorium. I'm just gonna go.
Thank you, Blinky.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is a pun of some sort, so I'm gonna let it be.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go War Cruiser Fantoria. This is the Jacaranda. We have your prisoners as required.
Stand ready to receive the transport. And
Oh. Understood.
just then, the Minbari transport disembarks from the main ship and moves towards your airlock. It arrives, the doors open, and a squad of Minbari warrior caste walk in. They
Right.
stop in surprise when they see Lanon greeting them. The rest of you, they don't really care about. They look at Lanon, then they sharply turn to look away and continue with their mission of taking the 5 more or less alive bodies with them, dragging them all into the confines of the ship.
Yeah. I would say it's 5 more instead of less. I mean, it's 3 out of 5 are still alive.
Hmm.
Still a majority live.
Yes. And your ship no longer has any Dalen presence on it.
Mm-hmm.
The airlock closes and the transport leaves. The Tantoria signals you the matter is in our hands, you are free to return to wherever you came from.
And I just thank them for their time and I bid them farewell.
They do not respond.
Of course. I'm just gonna turn to Jadon and I'm going, yeah, these Minbari, they don't have any ceremony for saying goodbye. It's a shame. It's a travesty.
I do believe the next step for you is to go where?
I think it's a quick call to I'll start heading back into Centauri space at least. While I'm doing that, give a call to Lanier and clarify, is that us got an agreement then?
One moment, please.
Mhm,
The ambassador wishes to discuss this personally.
of course.
And soon enough, Dylan is on the screen. I have just received confirmation from the Thandoria that the prisoners have been detained and are en route towards their homeworld. You have kept your side of the bargain, and I will contact the government and arrange for the details. I have been doing some preliminary work, as I trusted you to be at least handling this matter, and I can assure you that a visit will be allowed. It is merely a matter of details.
Is there anything I can send to my emperor? There anything, any sort of reading up for him on your rituals or customs?
Well, I will relay this information to the embassy, our cultural database of required items. If you do you prefer a formal invitation to visit the Minbari homeworld, or would you prefer a private one?
I think potentially do it first as potentially a slightly informal one, but then as things get organized, extend the formal invitation.
As you wish. Thank you for your help.
Yes.
Dylan out.
And I just bow as she says to lean out.
So, you head back towards Centauri Prime
Yes.
to take your good news to the Emperor.
Mhm.
And just as the Centauri Prime opens up in front of you,
Mhm.
a great shadow looms over you, as your ship is commanded to stop immediately under penalty of death. And then we move on to the next episode in 2 weeks of time.
I think I'm writing up a new character, guys.
Oh, how are we gonna get the doctor back onto this now? Hopefully Zimmy's back. Zimmy should hopefully return in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Fingers
This was
crossed.
cool. This was a good episode.
Yeah.
I hope you had as much fun as I had pulling it out of my ass. I mean, planning it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you,
seriously, this
thank you,
was-
chat,
this-
for your suggestions.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, that would help out. Tandora.
Yes, it is a good one. Oh, banter mode. Where's my banter mode? There we go.
Banter mode.
We are bantering now. Hurrah! So, how did the audience like this week's episode? Anything to improve upon?
Repeat the ending portion of it. So we're going on the. You go ahead, Wooster, because Blinky missed it.
Yes.
Recap the last 30 seconds.
Last 30 seconds,
Cliffhanger,
please.
cliffhanger.
You can always rewatch it.
Oh, smart. Smart.
Well, basic. I can't really conjure the emotional impact, but I'll try. So just as the Great Centauri Prime reveals itself in front of their scanners and in the window, a dark shadow looms over the ship, and in the radio a message is spoken. Cease at once under penalty of death.
Stop in the name of the law.
Something
before
along
you
those
break my
lines,
heart.
but with the Centauri flair.
Think it over.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do. Yes,
Who
it
knows?
is a dark
We'll
shadow.
find out. Who knows?
You will find out in the next episode.
Yes.
2 weeks of time. Next week, I do believe Landas is out getting drunk.
Yeah.
Malone is out getting also drunk. And I'm gonna be also out getting drunk.
Oh.
No, just kidding. Oh, actually, I need to check my schedule. Am I available in 2 weeks? That is a good point.
Because you're doing a LARP, aren't you? Or you...
I am in a LARP the week after next week.
Is that going to be both the Saturday and Sunday, or just the Saturday?
Just the Saturday. But it's a morning. I should be home by evening.
Okay.
But do I want to make it... next week we are going to have the Sources of Power anyway. On the 29th. Or did we call that off as well?
I think we were calling that off
Oh
just
yeah,
in
we're
case I
calling
was
next week
heavily...
off entirely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, yeah, I'm probably going to be able to make that game on 28th. No, on the 5th.
The 5th of October, you mean? Yeah,
So
this is the
28th
thing
and
that gets
29th is
Link
off.
confused.
Yes.
We keep changing the dates
Yes.
when we realise we make mistakes.
Yes, so we are making mistakes because we are getting paid so much. We are politicians.
is.
We get paid enough to make mistakes.
How about tomorrow? Is there?
Yeah, there is a Sources of Power.
Tomorrow is on schedule as normal.
Uh-huh.
It's the 28th and 29th that are offline. So next weekend, I hope you guys have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna probably be playing World of Warcraft or something equally interesting.
Yeah. Just out
on
of
the
curiosity,
5th?
Carlos, have you been catching up on Sources of Power?
I have not, and it's a shame because I need to as well.
Well,
I
next
caught the
weekend
first
you'll have a lot of
episode.
time.
Oh, thanks.
I caught the first. No. It's this is a fair thingy. You know, I watched probably the first part of the first episode.
I mean, nobody's forcing you to watch them. It's
Yeah.
completely
No,
voluntary.
this is fair enough. I should be. This is. I mean, I have to watch it. It would be cool. I mean, why shouldn't I watch it? Of course. I just
Second
haven't had caught up
episode
yet.
second episode's a lot better. And fourth also was good. Third,
They're probably
third
all
one.
good.
uh,
Skip the third. Got it.
no, second's quite cool. I actually liked how second went about.
Life has become busy for me lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. On that note, I actually got an interview for a full-time job.
Oh,
Translating English into Finnish and being a customer IT support at the same time. So it's going to be complicated if I get that job. The point is if. Apparently there is a lot of people applying for that.
oh.
So my chances of getting the job is close to zero, but not quite. So I'm not hoping,
Blinky's.
holding too much hope.
Blinky's saying he's got a lot of free time due to being retired.
I also wish I could afford to retire, but unfortunately, at the moment the Twitch game mastering is not paying my bills.
Yeah. And the problem is, if you were doing that based on Twitch, game mastering on Twitch, you're probably there still be an income, you still be paying taxes.
Right. And the TV season starts next week. Ooh.
I think that's Blink saying we're going to lose him as a viewer.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
But next
What
week
TV
they
season?
wouldn't be
What's happening?
broadcasting
Wait.
anything anyway.
it's the American
What's this about a
TV
TV season?
It's the American.
I don't actually know. Is it a Canadian thing?
Nikki,
Isn't-
please elaborate.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
because isn't this when like half the shows in America start up?
Oh, yeah. Fall schedule starts, of course.
Oh, right.
This is when like all the first episodes of the new seasons come out.
I legitimately did not know that is a thing. I just
Yeah.
thought that they start whenever they start and end whenever they end. I didn't know they had like this. Oh, we'll be starting the fall season. Yeah. And it's
No,
like-
what ends up happening is, in the U.S. at least, springtime they introduce some like crap shows, or like let's see if these stick. But the really good stuff is waiting for fall, because during the summertime it's when everybody's doing fun stuff, and
Mhm.
apparently us Americans love watching TV in cold weather in the
Yeah.
fall.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not at all surprised that people want to be in warm places doing warm things when it's cold outside.
Yeah.
It is something that will never fail to surprise me as somebody who lives at the same height as Anchorage, Alaska.
This is
And I actually come from 500 miles north of that position.
Yeah.
Uh,
We could always walk 500 miles.
Oh.
And 500 miles more.
more.
Yes.
Actually, to be fair, I actually did sing that song when I was in Tampa, Finland.
Right. Well, I believe it's time for us to end this week's session.
Yeah.
Thank you
Sadness.
guys for watching.
Yep.
And see you in 2 weeks or tomorrow, whichever comes
Yep.
first.
Yep.
Bye.
Yeah, I think this one. Yeah, bonus nachos, everybody.
Bonus nachos.
Bonus
Yes,
nachos.
Bonus nachos.